Hi everyone. So I'm just going to explain how to do the check register assignment one more time. I explained it in class, but I'm creating this video. So if you need a refresher, this would be a great refresher for you. Or if you were absent from class for some reason, this will explain how to do this assignment. So this is our check register assignment right over here. And we're going to use the information on these dates. There are 10 different dates for you to fill out your check register. Now, your check register document is going to look like this right down over here. Okay. So if you look, there we go. I was wondering where that picture was. If you look at the top of the check register, it gives us a lot of information. So the first thing we want to recognize is this column that says code/number. So for this column, we would either write our transaction code, which there's ATM for a cash withdrawal and DC for debit card, or if it's a number, we would be writing the check number that we would be writing out, okay? If we are receiving money, we don't need to put anything in that box there. Nothing needs to go there if we are receiving money. The next column is the date. So whenever the transaction took place, that is what will go there. And then the description of transaction will be over here in this box. So the description of transaction is similar to the section of a check that says memo. It's basically just like, what is the reason for money changing hands here? Like, who am I paying? What am I paying for? Maybe who's paying me? Why did I get money? That would go in this box here. Next, we have payment or withdrawal. So if we're paying someone else or withdrawing money, we are subtracting money from our account. If we are depositing, we are adding money into our account. And our balance is what we currently have. So if we had to give a mathematical symbol to any of these, for the payment, we would give it a minus sign. Deposit, we would give it a plus sign. And balance, we would give it an equals sign. So let's scroll up to the top, and it says September 1st. Our balance is $312.87. So we're going to scroll down, and in the date section, we're going to put a 9-1 because this is happening on September 1st. And description of transaction, I'm just going to put starting balance. This just lets me know that this is where we're beginning. This is how much I'm starting with. This is the first transaction. And we're going to head right on over to the balance column and do $312.87. You'll notice that each one of these has two columns. There's the fat column for dollars and the skinny column for cents. Fat column for dollars, skinny column for cents. Fat column for dollars, skinny column for cents. So let's scroll up. We'll do the second one now. September 5th. You need to get some new clothing for school. You head on over to Macy's. You forgot your wallet at home, so you get your checkbook out of your car and you write Macy's a check for $68.35. This is check 001. So if we scroll down, we need to remember, okay, 001, that is my check number. In the very first column, it asks for either a code or a number. We're paying money, so we need to put something in this box. In this case, it's 001 is what we put in that box. When does this happen? Well, this happens on September 5th, so we're going to put 9-5. Who are we paying? We're paying Macy's. Why are we spending money at Macy's? We're getting some school clothing. Now, if we're paying Macy's, then we need to put the $68.35 into the payment column. So $68.35. And what we do at this point is we take our last known balance and we subtract, because we're making a payment, we subtract $68.35. And when we do that math, we're going to get $244.52. That is the answer that we should have there. At this point, you're going to head on over to your checks page. So all of you have been supplied with a check document that has 3 different checks on it because this assignment asks you to write 3 different checks. I've highlighted which ones need to be written out. So we have numbers 1, 2, and 3. So I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger so we can see. Here we go. Ooh, that's too big. That's a bit too big. Let's fit it. That's too small. 50%. That should work. That should work. Okay, cool. So in this first box up here, we're going to put our name and our address. Okay, so Christina Nastasi, and then our address. So 1, 2, 3. So that's an address, wonderful. And then up here in this box will go our check number. So in this case, it'll be 001. If this were a real check, the things that we just typed in would already be printed there. So your name and address would already be printed on your own checks. The check number would already be printed on your own checks. For the sake of this assignment, I need you to write those in, okay? Up next, we have the date. So this is happening on 9/5, and we're just going to assume it's 2020 or whatever the current year is. Pay to the order of, this is who we're paying. In this example, it's Macy's. Macy's is getting the money. You're next going to notice that there's a dollar symbol, and then there's the word dollars down here. So for the dollar symbol, we're going to do 68.35. So we're going to write our money in number form. And then down here, we write our money in word form. So it's going to be 60. Come on. All right, 68. And for the change, we can write it in a fraction. So we're going to do 35 over 100 because there's 100 pennies in a dollar. Now, if this was a real check, you would actually want to fill in this space right over here. And that would prevent anyone from adding any other words or numbers that you don't want there. This number here and this number here, those two things must match. If they do not match, then they will not, the check won't be valid, okay? So you might just take a line or something and just fill in that space right over there so that way no one else can add anything to this check, okay? Now, this line here, for the assignment, I need you to write something there. But on an actual check, you don't actually need anything there for the check to be valid. This just lets you know and other people know like what this check was paying for. So we're going to write school clothing. We're going to write school clothing here because for this assignment, I am asking that everything is completely filled out. And then this last line here, this is where your signature goes. Okay, so you're going to sign your name on this bottom line over here. And that is how you write a check, okay? So now we have that check written. That's only one of 3. You will have 2 other checks that you will need to write out for this assignment. Let's do question number 3, September 7th. Your car runs out of gas and you use your debit card to pay for the gas. It costs $53.22. So the things we're going to want to remember for our check register are September 7th, that we used our debit card, and that we paid $53.22. So I scroll down, and in my code, I'm going to write DC because there's a transaction code for debit card. And then this happened on September 7th, and we needed gas for our car, and we paid $53.22. Is that correct? $53.22, yes it is. Okay. So at this point, we're going to head on over to our calculator. And we're going to do this math, okay? So we have $244.52. And we're going to subtract $53.22. Okay. This gives us $191.30. The calculator will spit out 191.3. It doesn't know that we're talking about money. You have to recognize that we're talking about money and recognize that this 3 is in the tens place, and that means it is 30 cents. Okay, so when we scroll down, our new balance is going to be $191.30. 30 cents. All right. So that's all I'm going to show you guys how to do. With the information that I gave you, you should be able to complete this entire assignment. Let me just give you a couple of hints for the rest of it though, okay? September 15th, September 30th and October 3rd, those are all deposits. You are getting money in those scenarios. So when you fill in for those dates, make sure that you're putting the money into the deposit column and not into the payment column. For September 19th, you have a job, all right? And now that you have a job, your parents are going to start charging you for your part of the phone bill and your car insurance. So you write your parents a check for $150. You do not write the check paid to the order of parents. You need to write the check out to a person's name, okay? So I would write to pay to the order of Angela Nastasi or Peter Nastasi, because those are my parents' names. If your parent has a different last name than you, that's totally fine. Just write their name in that pay to the order of line. You cannot write the word parents. It will not go through. And then October 3rd, you babysit for 4 hours and you get paid $12 an hour. There's a little trick in there. Make sure you give yourself the correct amount of money to deposit. You work for $4 at $12 an hour. How much are you depositing into your account? For the final balance, you should get $144.80. If you do not get $144.80, that means your math is off somewhere and you need to go back and check where you lost your math, okay, where you messed up. All of these questions are just addition and subtraction. It should not be too difficult, but you do need to have close attention to detail so we get everything correct. When you're done with that, you're going to answer this question right over here and just type in the box. So this is just your reflection question. What is the importance of keeping financial records? And what could happen if you failed to keep accurate records? Why is it so important to have that careful attention to detail, especially with documents like this? Use information that we've discussed in class. Use information that we've discussed while I was explaining this assignment. Use information that you just personally know or that you've looked up. Just make sure you fill this out and make sure you give me like a paragraph. Don't just give me a 1-sentence response. It's not going to be enough. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it was a good refresher for you guys. And I will see you in class. Thanks. Bye.